All right. Now, this is my first bass university. I've turned them out a few times because I'm busy and I got kids. I got 8 and a 12-year-old. So I figured I got 3 OIs. I better do one. Everybody talks very highly of them. I can tell they're pretty neat. So I'm not the best speaker, but I have a lot of information. I'm getting better as I get older. The PowerPoint thing will probably help me a lot, otherwise I'll lose 80% of you real quick because I'll bounce around too much. But yeah, water temperature, I thought I had to decide on what topic, and really hard for me because, I mean, bladed baits, I throw everything. When I started fishing when I was a young age, I always thought it was really important to learn every aspect of the sport, and that included baits. So when I caught my first bass on reaction baits. Ever since I was a young kid, like spinnerbaits were fascinating to me. A dart head with a grub was fascinating to me. A crankbait was really fascinating to me. And I know I say on TV I don't like the drop shot. It's not that I don't like it, and we're going to talk about that later, but it's effective. And as a bass fisherman, you always want to catch them on something more fun, say like a frog, or it's just fun to catch them that way, but I do it works best, and a lot of times it is a drop shot. But we're on the most complicated subject I could think about. So I was thinking, what's hard? What would nobody talk about? I'm like, I bet everybody's kind of scared to talk about water temperature. They always throw it in there. They always, maybe in their seminar, talk about how it affects fish, but doing the whole thing about it, after I decided on picking it, I was like, it might be complicated. And my wife said it's too late, but it isn't really complicated. I could talk for hours about it. And it all ties together. And there's no right or wrong way to talk about it because I'm surprised constantly. A lot of it's just trial and error. But that's really the first thing I do is drop my boat in the water. I can notice the water color. I look at the water, and then I watch my temperature gauge until it calibrates, until it gets to the water temp when I first drop my boat in. That's kind of like where I'm excited to see where it's at. And this time of year, we're still in spring, right?
No, you want to go to winter.
Let's go winter, since we're in winter. We're at the end of winter now. Yeah, right now it's complicated. You got a lot of times you get cold water come in. It's muddy. I know a lot of you guys talking about how tough it is. It is tough. It isn't really tough if you find them though. It can be really rewarding. You're not going to go out there and crush a bunch of fish, but you can have really, really good days in these conditions if you can find them, and that's a challenge. And a lot of times in these rising waters, you'd be amazed how many fish stay where the water was. And a lot of people make a mistake in cold, dirty water, and maybe the fish are coming up shallow and they're getting on wood and stuff, and they do that. But the majority of them will stay out where they were. So if fish are typically in 8 or 9 feet of water at normal pool and it's 18 feet of water, a lot of times those fish are still there. The water's gonna be a lot dirtier, cold, so they're gonna move. They're gonna be a little different. You can catch them on reaction baits. You can catch them on same stuff you normally would, but you're gonna have to fish differently because of the water color mainly. I've had some hard knocks in classics too. One of them was grand. Just not making an adjustment quick enough because there were so many there, and it just got messed up. I've gotten smarter now. So what I do is, and typically this time of year, is I'll run a lot. And if I'm usually in pre-fish mode, I don't get to go fun fishing that much. So when I find something, I don't stop fishing. I just keep on going. I'll mark it and mark a few spots in the area. But I'll run a bunch of creeks as much as I can. I think a lot of us do that. As I see how like Christy does. He's one of those guys that constantly does kind of like what I do. And a lot of them, probably 25% of the guys do that. And they run a bunch of creeks and they pull into them and you shut down. And a lot of times you have to let a few minutes, let your water temperature kick in, see what the actual temperature is. And we'll idle all the way back to the back and kind of get a reading from the, say like a third of the way in where I want to fish to the back and to see what it does. If it gets warmer towards the back. Those creeks that are good, a lot of times that you can catch them really good in bad conditions are the ones that, it's pretty common sense. It's the ones that may be warmer. It may be a flat, it may go through a pasture, or it gets a lot more sun when it's flowing. So when it does enter the lake, it'll be like 2 to 3 degrees warmer. And those are really good.
I hope you enjoyed the preview clip, and for more like that and the entire collection, subscribe to the Bass University TV. And if you want the tackle that you see on there, I want you to go to the Bass University Tackle Shop, powered by Tackle Warehouse, and click right here, and it's all at your fingertips.
You want to become a better angler?
You want to catch more and bigger bass at your local pond?
then check out Bass University TV for hardcore bass fishing information.
Hey, I'm Pete Gluzek,
And I'm Mike Iaconelli.
and this is Bass University TV.
Welcome to Bass University TV, an online video training course where you'll learn champion bass fishing techniques from pro anglers Pete Gluzek, Mike Iaconelli, and their talented special guests.
Everywhere I go in the country, I'm trying to use these techniques because I catch big fish that way.
From on the water to in the classroom,
We want to use that bait to help make that area even smaller and really find that sweet spot.
you'll learn sound techniques and strong fundamental bass fishing skills.
You want something that's got a nice limber action, that's going to allow you to build pressure and keep those hooks pinned against that fish's mouth.
Watch hours of video content on multiple topics at your own pace for a low monthly fee. Cancel at any time.
Hold on, because you're going to catch some big fish.
Information is power in the sport of fishing, so learn from the very best.
That's a key theory in all of fishing.
Subscribe to Bass University TV today.
Man, does it trigger a lot of strikes.
Here's the part that you're not going to hear anywhere else. This is the Bass University TV exclusive.